Tonight, concerns over a potentially dangerous bus stop. We'll hear from concerned parents.
Plus, state congressional candidate April Freeman has died. We'll find out what this means for Democrats in the upcoming election.
And how Lakewood Ranch High School students are grieving the loss of another classmate. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, Suncoast parents are speaking out with their concerns about a recently relocated bus stop.
That school bus stop sits at School Street and Gulf Coast Boulevard in Venice for Garden Elementary students. ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez spoke to parents about why they're concerned.
Transportation, instead of taking our kids' safety and putting that as their main concern, they just went off what they were being told and kind of booted all of our kids out and moved them down to stand on the side of the road.
The Sarasota County School District moved the bus stop because of complaints from people at a nearby ballpark who say students disrupted their activities. The new bus stop now sits near a busy US 41.
Earlier this morning, I watched a kid almost get hit by a car trying to get out and get over off the side of the road to wait for the bus. So it's really raising a lot of concerns for us.
Parents say their children, some as young as 5 years old, are having to cross the street in the dark without any stop signs or sidewalks. And once they're at the stop, there is no confined area for them to wait safely.
They go out in the street, to play. They need room to play. At least over there, they had all that room to play around. Now they have to have a certain, running room for whenever they do play.
Some parents are now resorting to using their cars to create a protective barrier around the children.
With the few parents that are there trying to control them, it's hard. It's hard to keep them out of the street. It's hard for us to even park and, get in and out of there. And, it's a scary thing.
That was ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez reporting. Sarasota County School Transportation says the bus stop follows all state laws for safety, but they are looking into finding a new place for those students to be picked up.
An update now on a story we've been following for you all day. This afternoon, Manatee County commissioners are expected to decide whether a new communication tower should go up. Construction on that 185-foot tower started earlier this year on county-owned land at Canaan Park, but work was halted in May after some neighbors complained that they were never told about that project. The tower is meant to improve 911 communication for emergency service providers in the University Parkway corridor. Right now, commissioners are still discussing the future of the tower, and we'll have updates as the story develops.
In first alert traffic, a construction project in Manatee County causing some road closures for the next few weeks. The road work is happening on Business US 41 at the Green Bridge and from 3rd Avenue West to Manatee Avenue. Crews are constructing a multi-use path, a sidewalk, turn lanes, and installing new signing and pavement markings. The outside southbound lane of on Business US 41 over the Green Bridge is closed 24/7 for 2 months. 3rd Avenue West at Business US 41 will also be closed for 1 month. That work is expected to be completed by spring of 2019. Coming up tonight at 11, we'll hear from the Florida Department of Transportation and people who use that route daily.
All right, let's get a check on our weather now. A kind of a stormy afternoon for many people. Thunder and lightning and lots of rain. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our forecast tonight.
It's funny. It's been kind of a strange summer. We didn't get our pattern really fully established during the summer. We had a lot of west wind for weeks on end, it seemed, and now we're in this afternoon and evening thunderstorm pattern as summer is winding down. Summer officially over. We're into fall, but you can see we had a little bit of rainfall earlier around 2-3 o'clock, and then another brief shower around 5:30. All that now headed out toward Lombo Key, but there are other storms around that keep popping up here and there, as we'll see on the radar picture. Big line of storms earlier right there in Manatee County near Palmview, near Palmetto, Ellington. That has since moved on into Pinellas County, and then another intense line of storms developing east of I-75, just to the east of Fruitville and I-75, all the way down to the east of Venice. Some showers and lightning still occurring near the Meadows, stretching off to downtown Sarasota. This cell in particular brought the heavy rain in downtown Sarasota. That moving out toward the Gulf, but this is the next one near the Bee Ridge Road extension. Again, this is approaching Laurel Oak, and you can see that lightning strike right there near Clark Road. It's come to an end as far as the heavy rainfall goes in northwest Manatee County, but as I mentioned, still some rainfall there in Venice, and Venice now getting a little bit of light rain. afternoon, but the heavier storms just to the east and more developing near Inglewood. We'll have more in the forecast coming up in just a few. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Democratic Party is scrambling to name a replacement after their candidate for the 17th congressional seat suddenly died Sunday. Now Democrats have just 5 days to find a replacement for April Freeman. Each Democratic chair of the 9 counties in the 17th congressional district will submit their candidates. Then everyone will vote by October 2nd. The November ballots have already been printed, so the Supervisor of Elections says April Freeman's name will remain on the ballot with an insert to let voters know they'll actually be voting for the new designated nominee. The chair of the Sarasota County Democratic Party says it's a race against time.
It really is. You know, we're right in, jumping in to get out the vote. Vote by mail ballots go out next week. We want to get a candidate, a viable candidate that will run in this district against our opponent, and I know we can do it.
That candidate chosen will run against Republican Greg Stubbe. They will need to submit a $10,400 filing fee and a candidate oath, and if selected, will need to live in or move to the district.
Grief counselors are on campus again today at Lakewood Ranch High School after a double murder-suicide over the weekend. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies say James Bennett shot and killed his wife Silvana, then shot his 16-year-old stepdaughter Andrea Barberena Rojas before taking his own life inside their home. Deputies say a domestic issue was the center of that dispute. Just over a week ago, 2 other Lakewood Ranch High School students were killed in a car accident on their way to homecoming.
We want them to go back into the normal routine as soon as they can, but we provide a safe place for them to just go through their grief in whatever capacity they are at the moment.
The school has 6 teams of psychologists and social workers that rotate the school based on needs. Right now they have 10 at the school working with those students at that one.
Sarasota police are investigating a man who witnesses say was touching himself inappropriately inside a downtown parking garage. A woman caught it all on camera, and although it doesn't show anything revealing, some viewers may find it disturbing. The woman who contacted us says the incident happened at the garage on Ringling Boulevard near the east end of Main Street. Another witness says he saw the man following women to their cars. Police spoke to the man, who says he was there for, quote, the views. The state attorney's office is now reviewing the incident. The man has not been arrested or charged as of yet.
Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies have made an arrest in a shooting in Nokomis over the weekend. Kevin Finley is charged in connection to the shooting on Myrtle Avenue on Sunday. Deputies say the victim told them Finley was angry over losing his car keys, so he shot the victim 5 times with a rifle, hitting him twice. The victim was treated and released from a nearby hospital. Finley is now charged with attempted homicide and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon.
More trouble for a former Charlotte County Sheriff's deputy. An investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement found former Sergeant James White was involved in trafficking a controlled substance, unlawful use of a two-way communications device, and tampering with evidence. White was on paid leave for nearly a year, but was fired for an unrelated allegation of indecent exposure. White has not been charged with any crimes. Still to come in your Suncoast News, another major Suncoast event postponed because of red tide. We'll show you when it's set to be rescheduled.
Plus, a dog electrocuted by a manhole cover, why its owners are looking for answers tonight.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G-Freed has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G-Freed Flooring America. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
A dog is dead after being electrocuted when he stepped on a manhole cover with wet paws. The incident happened Saturday night on Dade Avenue in Sarasota, just off of Fruitville Road. The owners say once the dog Charlie stepped on that manhole, he started convulsing and died shortly after. The owners say even though they're grieving, they hope others can learn from this tragedy.
The only way that we can wrap our minds around this in our hearts is to know that maybe Charlie, his legacy continues, that he's going to save other children, human beings, anybody, you know, from being electrocuted, something that should not have happened.
Now, the city of Sarasota owns that manhole. City officials say the dog was electrocuted due to a burnt wire underground that had come in contact with the metal lid. The wire has since been repaired. Workers are now inspecting other manhole boxes in that area as a precaution.
Well, another annual event is postponed due to red tide. The International Chalk Festival in Venice will now be happening in spring of next year. The event's board of directors says rescheduling that four-day event was not an easy decision. The Chalk Festival was set to open the first week in November with 250 artists scheduled to perform. They're now choosing new dates in the spring and still expect the same number of artists, vendors, and music lineup. And of course, we all hope red tide is history by then.
Yeah.
Never know, but
hope is the key, because I talked to some kids the other day and they asked that question, when is it going to be, no one really knows at this point, I mean, it could last for years. It started actually back in November off the coast of Fort Myers and Naples, so it's been around a long time, and hopefully it's done. We, get rid of it as soon as possible, as we all want it to do. The storms aren't done. You mentioned that the electrocution of the dog too. You sometimes wonder if that wire was burned as a result of lightning that's been occurring quite frequently here along the Sun Coast, and we've had a lot of it today again. Holmes Beach showing a little bit of brief shower around 2 o'clock, and then some more heavy rain set to move in there. Some folks still out in the beaches. Be careful. That lightning not too far away from you. It can travel some 12 miles. We're watching this low pressure area right here too. Doesn't have much chance of developing, but it's going to bring rain, already doing so, into east North Carolina and northeast parts of South Carolina. This continues to move off to the northwest. It will continue to bring some rainfall. We're not expecting an excessive amount of rain, but the flooding is still going on there. Every little bit hurts. As far as our weather concerned, go. You can see that east to southeasterly wind flow, and then notice how the lightning just fills in here along the west coast of Florida as a result of that sea breeze just kind of pinned right near the coast and the convergence taking place. The heavy rainfall that was around earlier on Palmetto and also up near Ellington is gone. This storm producing lightning right now. There's Holmes Beach where we showed you that again, that webcam, so within 10 miles there. And then this line is really intensified east of I-75, stretching down across 75 into, looks like just to the west of Northport near Warm Mineral Springs. Here's some forecasts now. If it continues on this westerly course, moving at around 5 to 10 miles an hour, Siesta Key, if it holds together, you'll get another round of showers around 7:24, Venice 6:55, Inglewood just a short time from now. And you can see near Heritage Oaks, the Bee Ridge Road extension there. Up near Tatum and Fruitville, some heavy rainfall in Fruitville, and then down south, getting close to Venetian along I-75, tough driving down south in South Sarasota County, Tarpon Point. Also, keep an eye on this. This could generate some strong winds and causing some dangerous lightning right now. Even some lightning strikes out ahead of it into South Venice. So if you're on the beaches near Venice, you're advised to get off. If you can hear that thunder, you're close enough to getting hit by these dangerous lightning strikes. So the futurecast showing showers around up until around 8 o'clock or so. Then most of it should be over. We'll still see the potential for some light rain lingering up past 9 o'clock. But most of it will be over by midnight. Then we'll see clearing skies, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Things aren't changing much. The summer pattern will stay with us on Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe a little less action come Friday for football Friday night. The visible satellite imagery showing this area of low pressure. You can see the spin quite clearly. There's not a lot of deep convection around the center, although the center appears to be right there. Reconnaissance aircraft investigating this area. The heavy weather to the east of the center. It is moving to the northwest. Thankfully, it's not going to be a huge storm, but it will cause some problems in that area. Again, all the forecast models are suggesting a turn to the north and then a northeast pickup as the front moves on through. Elsewhere in the tropics, this one also showing some signs of some organization here, but the news is it's traveling so fast, the low pressure center, that it's having a hard time organizing right now, and the strong winds are in the upper levels of the atmosphere in the Caribbean, so it shouldn't do much once it gets in there. The next named storm will be Michael. We've gone through 12 storms, 7 tropical storms, and 5 hurricanes, and 1 major. So this is turning out to be slightly above average already, and we still have 2 months to go before the official end. Temperatures have cooled as a result of the storms that have been around. Northport, you'll be cooling down here if you haven't already. 79 degrees our current temp. It warmed to 91 degrees today, well above the average, which is summer-like, and we're going to continue this summer pattern, as I mentioned, for the next few days. Southeast winds turn to the west, 5 to 10 knots, and a light chop out there for boaters. The extended forecast then shapes up to be pretty wet in the afternoon and evening on in through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, a little less action, 30% chance on Saturday and Sunday for the mainly afternoon and evening storms, but you'll notice those temperatures staying well above average in the low 90s all the way through Tuesday of next week. No break in sight, and I don't see any cold front for the next couple of weeks. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Low-income families in Florida are starting to get help for damages to their homes by Hurricane Irma. The Florida Department of Economic Opportunity announced yesterday they are visiting counties where homes were damaged last year. Applications for Rebuild Florida are now available online. According to Governor Rick Scott, the program will prioritize seniors, people with disabilities, and families with young children. Counties directly affected by the storm will get the majority of the $600 million grant. DeSoto County is included in that list. Registration will end on December 23rd.
A new law set to take effect Monday in Florida will allow deaf drivers to voluntarily identify themselves as hearing impaired when they register vehicles. Hard of hearing drivers can check a box when applying for a license plate that says they are hearing impaired. Then, if their car is pulled over, police will immediately know the driver is deaf.
The readout that the computer gives police officers is, tells you that the driver has no warrants, that the driver's license is good, that registration is up to date. And now we'll tell them that the driver is hearing impaired, so that you have that way before you approach the vehicle.
Deaf advocacy groups are supportive of the voluntary program. It's estimated there are more than 400,000 deaf Floridians, along with a similar number of drivers who wear hearing aids or have age-related hearing loss.
According to a new study, Florida is the 5th worst state in the country to be a teacher. The survey compiled data from salaries, pensions, student-teacher ratios, public school spending per student, teacher turnover, and safety. Florida ranked 25th for average starting salary, but 45th when it came to cost of living included. Here on the Suncoast, Manatee County just passed a tax referendum that will enable the district to raise teacher salaries.
The state of Florida wants the Court of Appeals to stop an NRA bid to keep names private. The state is arguing there is no reason for the names of two 19-year-olds to be kept confidential in a challenge to the state's new gun law. NRA attorneys argued Jane Doe and John Doe will be subject to threats if their names are included in the lawsuit. The NRA is suing to block a Florida law requiring a gun buyer to be at least 21 years old. The restriction was enacted shortly after the school shooting in Parkland.
Well, today is National Voter Registration Day, and election officials want to make sure you're ready for this November. The Sarasota County Elections Office hosting 5 voter registration drives, 2 in Sarasota, 2 in Northport, and 1 in Inglewood. The goal is to get more people registered to vote in time for the general election and to help people make last-minute changes.
We're lucky here in Sarasota County. We do have a lot of the residents already registered. But if you need to make any changes to those registrations, or if you're a new resident and just want to get registered in the state of Florida, or if you've just moved from another Florida county into Sarasota, by all means, come and take care of it.
For a list of the locations where these voter registration drives are taking place, head over to our website at mysuncoast.com. Last day to register is October 9th.
When we come back, where you can watch some of your favorite movie classics on the big screen right here on the Suncoast.
Tonight, the showdown, now just days away. With the president on his side and more allegations, the nominee is fighting back. What will the first accuser tell Congress and the American people with stakes this high? World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
You are like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
Your child's classmate.
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Cine Bistro is bringing a lineup of 10 classic films back to the big screen. Tickets for those classic throwbacks will only be $10. The movies will run every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and tomorrow's featured movie is Back to the Future. The Cine Classics will only run at the Westfield in Siesta Key. I'm trying to see what other movies are on
some
there.
good ones there. Yeah, looks like it. Big storms right now, and they're moving through very slowly. So some heavy rain, the possibility of some flooding, and you can see that from the radar picture heading off towards Siesta Key, Osprey, Venice, and Inglewood.
Wow. Stay safe out there. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.